T-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Here we are. We're back. Yes. Did you miss us last week? I'm back. I'm back in the land of living. Peace and quiet for the rest of the year now. I promise myself that. Until next year. Bigger and better. Right, okay. Right, let's have a look. See who we got in the chat. Who we got in the chat? I don't know. Someone.
Mickey Moo.
Captain Joe's there, and Paul says,
Paul.
see you all soon. So I'm not sure if he's here or not. And we have Ron Ballantine. I'm not sure I pronounced it wrong, but I'm going to get it right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Drone Seekers International Facebook group. Thanks for joining. And Stevie Knowles, there he is. He's there as you. All I want from, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Beats me.
Anyone think we had Santa on the show?
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lead greeting from Texas, USA. Texas, good band as well, though. Right, we've got told lens capture now.
That's Tom.
Oh, hi, Tom.
That's it. Hi, Tom. The Captain Tom, I think he is. Ground control. Right. Dave's colour photography. Dave. And where are we going? And Chuck's there. Hi, Chuck. Recovery drone.
Paul from Steel
Cousin
City.
Dre. That's my cousin Dre.
Oh, yeah, because he is. Of course he is. Just going down his note. Oh, Mickey Moo Productions. Mickey Moo. Welcome. Alan's here. How you doing? Caroline.
Sweet
Caroline.
Got
There you
solo today.
Got to be done. And Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. Who could that be? Well, yeah.
And Paul, how you doing, Paul? Good to see you in the chat. Right, I think that is it. If I have missed you, I'm sorry, but I don't.
Don't forget Alan. Don't forget Alan.
I've done
Yeah,
Alan.
you said hello to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
I
you?
said hello to
Okay,
Alan.
sorry.
You didn't forget Alan.
Yeah.
No, I think we've got everyone. I think. Right, so anyway, well, I hope you're all okay. Sorry we missed the show last week, but I'm sure Marcus and Ron and Jackie sort of did their best. We was going to try and join you, but chaos. Oh, hang on. Laurie and Roger. How you doing? But yeah, did it all go well last week then? All good?
We
Yes.
actually it was a fun little show. We did have fun, didn't we, Jackie?
We did. We just couldn't handle not having drone seekers on a Sunday. We just put something together.
Yeah.
Oh well, I was otherwise engaged.
Yeah,
Hey,
Absolutely
we're back
walked out.
together
Was
now.
absolutely
You were-
shattered.
We're
You were
missing
busy.
Kev though, who's in Spain, and we're missing Terry,
yeah.
who's in Iceland.
Yep.
So I
Terry
hope they're
messaged
having
me.
a nice time.
Terry messaged me from Reykjavik. He did try and get some jokes sorted out, but he failed miserably. He just wasn't working
He's
out. So
busy.
no joke tonight unless someone wants to come and tell a joke. Caroline. Don
Should be
Hill.
Hey,
Don
Steve,
Hill. Hey, Don.
Steve, what I did not tell Jackie about last week was, Jackie, I sent Steve a link to
Yeah.
join it to see if he could sneak in on the show to try and surprise
That
you.
would have been cool.
Yeah.
I miss it when Steve's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was chaos last weekend, but it was worth it. That's all I'm
Good.
going to say on the subject.
The other one, I got one more thing I want to say, and as I want to thank Ron Brown because he was gracious
Oh
enough
yes.
to host that thing for us last week.
Yeah, he put in
Yeah,
a lot of work
thanks.
for that, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Well done, Ron. Indeed. Ron never lets you down. He's a champion of champions. Right. So, should we bring on our guest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. Hang on. I can hear noises.
Is it
No,
sleigh
it's not
bells?
Santa.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
I've never had an introduction that spectacular.
There you go. Nothing but the best for our guest. Never anything but the best. That's what we pride ourselves on. He's actually welcoming our guests, and well, welcome, Bob. Welcome from.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So tell us, Bob. Whereabouts are you? You're in.
Viva
I'm in
Las Vegas.
I'm in Las Vegas. I've been here temporarily for the last 49 years. I came when I was 23 years old, and I was going to go back to college, and I couldn't get a student loan until September, and it was March. So I said I needed to spend 6 months someplace. So I came here, and that was March of 74.
Hey, Bob.
Just to let you know, Bob, you actually time's up. You're 48 and a half years too late.
Hey, Bob, you got to tell us about that big ass eyeball in Las Vegas.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's a concert hall.
Oh,
It's
okay.
owned by Madison Square Garden, and it's a complete, circular dome, and the entire area of it is covered in small triangular LED panels. And I mean, you can't see that when you're looking at it from a distance, but it's spectacular what they can do with that thing.
Mm.
The big eyeball blinking is the one that gets me.
Oh yeah, scary. It's scary.
On the knife, you walk past them, suddenly blinks.
Well, can you imagine flying in on an airplane and you look down and you go, "What the?"
So how big is it? How big is this thing then? I mean, when you close up,
It's a 19,000 seat auditorium. So I mean, it is a major size. I don't know the square footage or anything like that, but it's huge.
Big enough.
Yes.
So what is it used for? Then? Is it used for?
It hasn't opened yet.
Right.
But it's going to be just for music acts is the main purpose of it. And one of the, they're not a UK band, but they're close. It's an Irish band is going to start the things there. We understand U2 is going to be the opening act.
Oh, how cool is that?
It was in the paper today. The second act is going to be the multiple reunion and final tour of the Eagles are going to be the next act in there. So
that was Randy
because I can't find a guy who actually died from the Eagles, but his son joined the Eagles as a bit of band I have loved for years. So many years ago, it's unbelievable. Brilliant band. But yeah, that's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great.
Yes.
I've got a question for Bob.
Yes.
Bob, you run a Facebook group called Old Farts with Drones, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
And I've heard it's an awful lot of fun, but I haven't joined because is there an age limit? Am I old enough?
Oh, Jackie. Well, if you, a typical old, I'm going to apologize for my Yankee accent here for most of our viewers. But, the term old fart is kind of, is a person who doesn't care what other people think of them. So if they have to lit gas, they lit gas, it's being an old fart. And so I always tell people it is not an age it's an attitude.
State
And
of
if
mind.
you have that
Hallelujah.
attitude, you can join.
That's it.
Right.
Well,
I'm trying it quite often,
that
so-
sums me up quite nicely. So I
Yes.
think the Dave Cullens, he's a member of the group. 21
Yes.
plus.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
not old.
Yeah. I'm 21. Yeah, I'm 21.
Excellent. Oh, well, I'll join that off the show.
Second most populous country. The first country is, of course, the United States, but the second most popular country in the group is Australia,
No.
and
Oh, really?
the most popular country is the UK. So
Excellent.
quite a few members in the UK. I have now been shipping merchandise to the UK over the last 4 or 5 years now.
So there we are. If you not remember rightly, and you don't give a monkey's what people
Yeah.
think of it,
I'll be
join the
joining in a
group.
minute. I'll be joining up in the show.
Remember, it's an
Yes.
attitude. It's an attitude. It's not a.
It's an attitude.
It's an
Right.
attitude.
It's not a number. Yes.
State of mind.
Mark White says it's 506. Well, no, where are you? Come here, Mark. 516 feet wide, 366 feet tall. So flying over would still be legal.
Still be legal.
Well,
Yes.
In the U.S., you could go 400 feet above that. Then, yeah. If,
Yeah.
if you're Part 107 and you're within 400 feet of the venue, yeah.
And you have a Lance approval to fly in a zero grid area.
Hey, Bob, would you talk about that for a second? Because you're one of the few people I know that has legally flown in that Las Vegas Strip area.
Yes. Yes. And a few times. Yes. It's not impossible, but it doesn't happen as rapidly as, but you have to apply for it. And you usually have to wait about 2 or 3 days before you get an approval in that area. And each time that I've done that, I've gotten communication. I've gotten an email from the FAA asking a question or two, and but it's not. It's they just want to know, where are you taking off from? Where exactly are you going to land? And because there's so much humanity or people in that area, you have to be cautious not to be flying over people where if the drone fails, it's not going to land on 50 people.
Okay, we need to talk about one more thing about what an accomplished pilot Bob is. Bob has also flown his drone right up close to the Parthenon.
Yes. Yes, I have. In fact, Steve, I'm sure, do you have the video I sent?
Oh, I didn't want to spoil anything if you already have.
I have got. Well, actually, yeah, I have got that video. I've got about three or four videos. So I'll tell you what. I've got a couple more to show Bob that I sort of chose at random.
Well,
the compilation one you sent, but I found about 3 others that I quite like the look of as well. If you don't mind. So,
either way, I put that together on purpose for the the show. So
we'll definitely show it. We'll definitely. This one is Limekiln Canyon.
Yes,
I think that's good.
Yes,
right.
This is in just over the Nevada border into Arizona. This is called the Little Grand Canyon. And it's a place where people who like to climb up the face of a rock, it's a very popular place for the climbers.
Don't tell Jackie that. Jackie will just run up there and do it.
It's like climbing up the Grand Canyon when you get deeper. Wow. I wasn't as deep as that when I shot this video. We were limited by the vehicle we were driving. We couldn't go any further.
Let's watch video.
it's Bob again. I'm at Lime Kiln Canyon, and we're out here with my friend Hank and Brian, and we're out here to fly this drone, and Hank has a drone we're flying, and we're having just a wonderful time. This is going to be just a spectacular video. Now watch this. You'll see the magnificent background that I'm looking at here.
Yay!
That was brilliant. Isn't that what it's all about, though? Just friends out flying together.
Yeah.
That's what it is. What can I say something about that? The music there. Over multiple years, I've had this friend who he came to Las Vegas from Broadway. He was a music director on Broadway, composing, Broadway shows and working on, as a conductor for multiple Broadway shows. And he came to Las Vegas about 20 years ago to do a show at what was then the Las Vegas Hilton. Then he did Mamma Mia, Spam-A-Lot. He did a variety of shows here in Las Vegas, but he worked for Andrew Lloyd Webber most of his life.
Oh, wow.
And I did this video and I sent it to him, and he asked if he agreed, I guess, to compose the music and perform the music for that video.
Oh, wow.
So he wrote the music for the video. And
wow.
Unfortunately, he passed away about 6 months ago.
Oh.
So he had been living in Rome for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
A real claim to fame on that.
Yeah.
then.
Yes,
Really-
yes.
that's
Bob,
really
what I did
special.
notice is when you did the reveal, when you were picking the camera up and doing that droney, you could
Yeah.
tell the music rose.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he
it was
definitely-
perfect, wasn't it? That's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
thought.
you
It's
could
a
tell that that was
perfect fit.
composed.
Perfect fit, that's why.
No, no,
the
why?
music-
It's composed.
He
music
wrote it
was-
to that,
Yeah.
the music
And
was
then
written to the video.
he insisted that I edit it correctly so that that raise in the music was at the same,
Wow.
Right.
all time together.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's
Yes.
pretty good. So how long have you been into drones then, Bob?
Well, in the December of 2019, a normal thing in my household is my birthday is in December, and I'm usually working on my birthday. So and so my wife always says at the end of the year, go buy yourself a Christmas present, and so I had bought other things all the time, but I decided I bought a Mini One that year, in December of 2019. It had just come
that
out.
was your first drone, was it?
First
Oh,
drone,
wow.
yes.
Ooh.
And I got addicted. I mean, I truly got addicted. It became an obsession every day. And then I kept watching YouTube videos, and my wife would walk by I have like I guess you call it a man cave here. I don't know. But an office or whatever. And my wife would walk by the door here and goes, "What are you watching?" And I kept saying, "Oh, honey, I'm watching Old Farts with Drones." And one of those 3 Old Farts with Drones I was watching is Mr. Marcus. That's the old fart I was watching. Yes. So as it turns out, I was watching him. I was watching Ron Brown, and I was watching Bill, the drone reviewer.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have met all 3 of them in
Really?
person, and
Ooh.
I'm older than all of them. I'm the old fart. Yes.
Well, I've got these pictures I wanted to share with people. Oh, hopefully it'll work, but let's have a look. If it does work, I don't know. Will it
Yeah.
work? I don't know. No, it's not functioning. What's going on here?
Oh, no problem.
There we are. Everyone
Oh,
see that?
That's
Proof.
There it is.
that's
Conclusive proof.
that's my December part-time job,
Part-time job.
and that's my wife,
What
And,
a fabulous centre.
and that's my dog. That's Poe. His name is Poe. P-O. Poe.
He's got his own jacket and everything, isn't he? He's loving
Yeah.
it.
He's one of Santa's little helpers, isn't he? Obviously.
Yes. Oh, he's very good. He sits there for 3 hours and poses with people.
Oh,
And then
bless.
Wow.
about every hour, I have to take him out. So it's quite a picture of me walking him in the landscaping around outside of the Saks Fifth Avenue store.
Santa's walking his dog.
Yeah. Tanner ain't got time to walk his dog. He's got to give presents away. That's great. That's great. I love that. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bob. I wanted to show everyone.
So after the Mini One, what drone
Yeah.
did you get next?
I went to the Air 2. I got an Air 2. I held off on the Mini 2 for a little bit, and then I got the Air 2, and I had it from January until April. And then
Sure.
here in the United States, this store called Best Buy did a strange thing for a while there. If you bought a drone was made in China, they gave you a 365-day return policy that you could bring it back for 100% of your money.
Wow.
So the day before the Air 2S came out, I took that drone back to the store and they gave me a gift card for the total amount of that drone. And the very next day, I went there. I went back with the gift card and said, "You have the Air 2 in today, Air 2S in today," and I upgraded to the Air 2S.
For free. That's brilliant. Wow.
So they still doing that then, Bob?
Best Buy, hey?
No, I think that same day they canceled that policy.
Yeah.
Because you weren't the only one to do it. There were a lot of people talking about it at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's a strange policy to have, isn't it? A full refund for a year.
Yeah, I normally get about 30 days, and that's about it.
Yeah. No, it's usually 2 weeks, I think, here. Normally, it's
normally Amazon's policy. I tend to use their services on a regular basis, 2 regular basis. About 30 days.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Bob. I find it interesting that you were able to get your European drone license. Can you talk about that journey just a little bit?
Sure. I was telling Steve earlier, my wife is a cruise travel agent, and she puts together large groups, 20, 30 people at a time, usually on cruise ships. And we were going on a kind of an extensive, about a month long, going to Rome to begin with, and our friends who you listen to his music there lived in Rome, and we were going to spend some time with them for a few days, and then we had like 20 people coming to Rome to take a cruise. And I wanted to be able to fly everywhere. So what it took was I had to get my A1, A3 to begin with. And for Americans, there's some tricky stuff we have to do. But I guess it was Geek Vana, Sean, had recommended that Luxembourg offered the class and the certificate all for free. And so I went on the Luxembourg aviation website and took the class and took the test. And of course, then I have my A1, A3. And then when the EU rules are, you have to register both yourself as a pilot and your drone in the first country that you're going to fly in. So I had to figure out how to do that. And the Italian website is the D-Fly, I think it's called, and that's where you also see where restricted airspace is. And so I registered myself. It cost me €6, and then they allowed me. I had to get a CF number, but which is not difficult from the Italian embassy in Los Angeles, is where I had to get that from. And then once I registered that, then I had to get a drone insured, and insurance as a United States citizen, to buy insurance in Europe or in the UK is very difficult. But if I have an address in Rome that I can receive mail in, that's what I did. And I got it from CoverDrone. And I'm sure everybody there is familiar with CoverDrone.
Yep.
You know, and so I was able to buy a month of insurance at CoverDrone, and then I was able to register the Mini 3 Pro is what I took with me, and I have my 2 QR codes on the drone, which one is myself, and the other QR code is that drone's registration.
Yeah.
And so that's what it took, and then I was able to fly.
Oh yeah. I mean, for insurance, I actually joined the. I used to be with the BMFA, which is the British Model Flying Association. And then joined the FPV, which is a similar group, and they offer sort of £25 million liability insurance, and that comes with the £19 a year that you spend as a member.
Hey, Steve. So contrast that. So Steve is now licensed to fly in the United States.
Yeah.
Steve, contrast that with what it took for you to get your hobby license in the United States.
Oh, it was simple, wasn't it? I mean, you give me the link. I mean, I had struggled to find the right link. You sent me the right link. I went on there. That's job done.
$5.
Yeah, it should be easier, shouldn't it? It should be easier.
Did I have to get? I can't remember. Did I have to get a number? I can't remember what it was. Though. I had to get a number.
You should have a number from the FAA. Yeah, but you put that same number on all your drones.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but did I get that number? I can't remember what way around it was. But I mean, it was very simple. It was probably as simple as
Campsite easier than getting it in Europe.
Well, you do a little test thing. You know, like you do. Actually, the test was actually easier than the one you do for the CAA.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes. You can do that whole thing.
On there. Funny enough, you talk about the Luxembourg thing, Bob. I remember we were talking about the Luxembourg thing, and I thought I think I'll do that. And I started to do it about 12:30 at night. By about 2:00 when I'd finished. because the problem I had was there was one particular question, because you go through these different sections of questions.
Yes.
And all I remember there was one question I just couldn't understand the question, and I don't think my brain was working fully function at the time of day anyway.
2 a.m. it was
and
not
I
working.
I went through this same section 3 times. And eventually it twigged what there was. It was the answer was so simple. I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see the end of my nose out of it. I was like sitting on the screen like, what did it say? Honestly, and suddenly the penny suddenly dropped and went. It's just the wording. The wording of the question wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Anyway, eventually finished. I thought, right, well, about another 2 hours, I'll go to work. Get daylight outside.
Yes.
Kind of the interesting thing about when Steve and Terry come to the U.S., also the DJI drones that they're bringing are remote ID compliant, so they'll be fine. They'll be all 100%.
It'll turn on.
Yeah.
So we haven't got to do anything else. I mean, that's it now, isn't it? I mean, that's as long as they don't change the rules by the time we get there. I mean, it's a long way away.
Hopefully they won't.
Chinese drones are banned from the United States. Oh dear.
Here's the one thing you might have to do, Steve, is after September 16th, I believe you have to enter your drone serial number in on the FAA website so that there's a remote ID serial number, and your drones are new enough that they have it. So yeah.
So the serial number, I guess, is found in the software, isn't it? I mean,
you can look there. You can find it in very small print on the drone. But you know what? One of the easiest ways I found. Get the box that the drone came in.
Yeah,
it's right on the side of the box. Yeah,
and take a picture of it with your phone. That's the way I can read it.
Blow it up. Yeah.
If I've got all the boxes for drones, I mean, I've got the one. I've got one for the Vata. I'll definitely have that one. But I'm about the Mini 3. That's probably long gone.
Yeah, but it will be in the about page of the Fly app.
Yeah,
You click
you
that
say it's
about
on the
page.
drone somewhere. Whereabouts is it on the drone now? I mean,
It's usually in the
It's usually
battery
in
compartment.
Battery bit, yeah.
Right.
Mine's on
It's a
right.
QR code. It's a tiny QR
yeah,
code.
tiny, weeny
Yeah.
tiny.
I've never even
Yes.
looked, to be fair, because I've never. I mean, obviously, it's one of them things until you need it.
You better have one of these.
magnifying glass.
Yes. No,
This-
I
this is
I
for
use
sure an
my
old
phone.
fart tool.
Wow.
Yes.
That's an old false magnifying glass.
Wait, I have
Every
one
old
on my
fart
desk
has
here
one of these
somewhere.
right close by.
Didn't think of that.
I have one on my desk here
Oh, go
somewhere. You know. Yes.
So Roger says that remote ID is already working here in Switzerland.
Oh wow.
Oh wow!
Ah,
Well, that
There you
means
go.
it must be on the way for the rest of us then. I see here in Europe.
I would imagine it's going to be everywhere soon, but
It's not that big a deal, is it, Bob? I mean, people are freaking out over it, and it's just
You're not doing anything
I
wrong, what's
have
the
never
problem?
argued about putting a license plate on my car.
Exactly.
You know,
it's a little bit more than a license plate. However, it's still not the end of the world. And if it gets us, Bob, then this is directed at Bob. If it gets us extended visual line of sight rules, I'm all in. It's well worth it.
yeah. I mean, because I feel guilty when I go out flying now, you know, because I don't always know exactly where that drone is, you know.
The point of it is, no, yeah, you know,
Never confess
Right
to that.
there.
yeah.
Well,
It-
David asking, what are your thoughts on the new UK legislation? Well, to be honest with you, I haven't flown for so
It was
long.
only a minor change, wasn't it? I can't even remember what it was. But
I mean, the trouble is, it changes all the time. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, no, it's line of sight, or you know, perhaps the drone must be more than about 10 foot away from you or something. So,
yeah.
So I watched just, Winstrup Robert, I see he's in the chat, and he just put up a video that he got the police knocked on his door about a year ago, and he hasn't heard anything from them since. So
that's good.
that is kind of a difference, I think, between the U.S. and the U.K. in that I don't think our local police aren't enforcing FAA regulations. If you ran afoul of a drone reg in the U.S., you would hear from the FAA rather than the local police. So I thought that was interesting. Come back, Steve.
He knows he's not allowed to disappear.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem.
We're here.
I used to be an administrator.
And now you're not.
I'm not anymore. So yeah.
So we
Oh,
ain't got
okay.
any buttons.
Well,
Oh,
we all fall off. We fall off, you know.
Yeah.
Dave.
No problem. He looked like he may have had a power outage. He had a weird look when he started there, and then
look,
there he's
he
back.
He does. He looks pretty weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look weird all the time. It's just his face.
I just something fell down. I had to go and pick it up.
We didn't say anything bad about you, Steve, while you were gone.
You didn't give us enough time.
I can still hear you.
So have you got any more videos from Bob?
We sort of. Steve gone for a week. No, I didn't go for a week.
Hey, so Robert just answered my questions. He said the CA they use the police to enforce their regs. Well, the thing is, I don't think half the police in the U.S. they don't even know what the regs are. So
No.
Yeah. Pretty much the same in the UK, no doubt.
No, I've spoken with police here, and they don't know. I was hired by the police department here in Las Vegas, and to fly a drone for them. Even though they do have a drone force in the police department here, but they needed fancy video around a building, an orbit, and stuff like that they hired me to do.
Cool.
So
that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're having a Wednesday night moment.
Yeah.
We don't have Wednesday night moments here. We're organised, okay? All right, let's just get that straight. Anyway, back to videos.
Back to videos.
Okay, right. Easter Day, Las Vegas area.
Cool.
You just have that one, Bob? Or is it not your video?
Do you want me to pull that up or no?
No. We showed it, so we want to talk about it afterwards. Okay, we'll just watch video.
Yay!
Another good video.
Yeah,
That was
Robert saying that Las Vegas is a lot bigger than you think. It's only
Yeah.
been it really does. I mean, you don't. I mean, when you get well, I mean, you know, I didn't expect it to be a small place anyway. But when you look at that video, that's what fascinates me about
almost very close to 3 million people living in the immediate vicinity.
Wow.
There's the city of Las Vegas, which is very small part of it. Then there's there's a city called Henderson, and there's a city there's North Las Vegas, but the majority of the area is Clark County, is the county. And so that's the about 3 million in Clark County.
Wow.
They used to have to help put the bid in for the Clark County School District, Bob.
Yes.
For dairy products. Yeah.
Yes, that's a big. It's a second or third largest school district
district
in the United States here because it's
Huge.
all one school district.
Huge
The
school
whole,
district, right?
yes.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But wasn't Vegas? I mean, we was always told that Vegas was sort of built on a desert, as a on desert. But
It is.
looking at that, I mean, but it had people see desert, quite a big desert.
Ask Jackie. She's been there, Steve. It's desert. Trust me.
There's it's
Love
yes,
it.
but
Love deserts.
there's natural water. There's a natural springs in the middle of the valley, and it used to. There was a large green area, and it was called the Meadows, and the that's the word Las Vegas is the Meadows in Spanish.
That's right. Yes,
And that's where the name came from. And it was a train stop because there was water there.
Yeah.
And then it between here and Los Angeles. So it that's how it began.
I do remember reading. I don't know where, but I do remember reading that somewhere, and I can't think where. But you brought it all back when you were saying that. I was actually I knew that somewhere in the back of my head. It was there.
One of those memory cells.
You just confirmed, Bob, that it wasn't just a dream after. But
yeah.
So I take it that's all. Las Vegas is where you're staying now. Is I mean, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, but only temporarily 49 years, yeah?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to die here. I'm sure. It's
it sounds like a fantastic place, and maybe one day. I mean, next year is going to be my first trip to the States, but maybe I'll get a taste for it. You don't know,
Bob. That's what we need to do, Bob. We need to get Steve over to Vegas.
That would be great, and I want to do a drone meetup. We have been talking about it, but my problem is that the best time to do it would be early April, which is already taken.
Florida.
Mm-hmm. So and the next best time to do it would be in the fall, like October or November.
Yeah.
And that's already taken. That's the spin up, right?
So
Is in Texas.
Summer or winter then, basically.
Yes. We couldn't do it in the summertime here. It's
so bear in mind that Vegas is, well, as we say, is desert. So temperatures there, I'm taking you see some very high temperatures or not?
Yeah, we can't fly most of the summer. I can't. Usually we get 100 days over 100 degrees.
Wow.
Fahrenheit. That's 40 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I was going to say,
It's Phoenix, Arizona, that's had 30 days over 110 degrees.
10, yeah.
30 days in a row.
You see, someone's Captain Joe says that Bob actually goes to the North Pole every November, December.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have to supervise those elves, Yes.
Yeah, but to your point, Bob, Las Vegas is the most pleasant in those winter months. Like you said, from about November through April or so, it's very pleasant. Yeah.
See what Dave's put. Wouldn't like Scotland, we get 5 days over 3 degrees. That's summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we have 3 months of bad weather, and then we have 9 months of wonderful. So that's it.
Hey, so I got a question for you, Jackie, and for you, Bob. So, if Bob is ever on Dave's hot seat, how is that going to work?
How?
Well, I'm just saying his show's at the same time.
It's on the same time. What? Did just have to do a live stream collaboration show or something?
We do it together. We do it. Yeah. We can do that. StreamYard lets you do that, kind of thing. So we could figure that out. I'm sure.
Hey, so we should mention Tom is in the chat, Bob, and Lenscaster, and he's talking about flying over 100 degrees. Now, if you look at your DJI drone, it says that the top temperature is 104 degrees. But we know a lot of people that have flown in higher temps than that.
Yeah,
And-
I
and-
have.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is, the thing is, although it is heat, but obviously higher up, it must be cooler. When you fly on a plane, it's not 100 degrees
Yeah,
outside,
that's
is it?
Right.
So it depends how high
Yeah, but
you
we're
are.
not going to 30,000 feet either,
No.
so.
I wouldn't try that because it's probably slightly out of range, isn't it? Really? Out of line of sight.
I can fly.
Obviously,
The
it's
Air
drone.
2S has been the best in the heat. I have the Mini 3,
Makes
and that
total sense.
doesn't.
Yeah.
The Air 2S, I can get about 15 minutes with the Air 2S until I get this red bar that goes across the top of. I don't know if you've
Overheat.
seen the processor overheating.
I mean, I
severe
find the
message.
So has the Air 2 has that got a built-in fan?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever heard a fan on the Air 2. Maybe there's one,
Yeah.
but yeah.
There's a fan.
Is
The
there?
one thing
In the
I
Air
found with
2S,
the Mini
yeah.
2 and the Mini 3, when you're updating it, you have to put a fan on it because if you don't,
Yeah, the mini
No.
drones do not have a fan.
and
No.
the problem
They're
is,
mini,
so when you try to update the things and you're sitting there with the things on, all of a sudden it goes, oh, it's overheating. You know,
Yeah, then the update stops.
Well, so
it's a nightmare.
Jackie, that's what happened to your Spark. Is that that drone was notorious for overheating, and in fact,
Yeah.
I had one and I flew it in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It was one of my trips to Las
Mhm.
Vegas, Bob, to visit my family, and I flew the Spark, and man, it overheated. I started getting those heat warnings, and in fact, even lost contact with it for a few minutes. And I was worried, but it was, I eventually recovered it. But those smaller drones, they just have a difficult time dissipating the heat.
Yeah, you got to keep moving fast too.
And that's
You know,
what
if you
happened to
hover,
Jackie.
it overheats.
Freeze
Yeah.
handling so much better than Mini 3 Pro. I mean, maybe it has got a fan. I don't know. I mean, it would help if you had a fan because obviously it dissipates the heat, doesn't it?
So we watched Jackie's drone over a period of time that you started having more and more the Spark. You had more.
Yeah.
It occasionally would go a little wacky on you, and I'm quite
That's
sure
it.
that was
Well,
from
I
a
was
series
losing.
of.
I was losing distance, wasn't I? I would get less and
Right.
less range out of it.
Because you
Uh,
bought that,
then-
so you bought that range to give you more
Yeah,
range.
the
didn't
little range booster things,
The,
whatever they were, that
you?
did
I
add a
can't
bit
recall
of
it.
distance.
Yagi antennas or
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
They-
little like
like a
curved
para-
reflective
like a
things.
parabolic aerial
That's
type.
Parabolic,
it,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it did add more distance, definitely. But
Mm.
I mean,
Then
Hey,
it
it was a
really
great
added
first
some
drone.
distance, didn't it? It flew to Morocco.
Flew to Morocco,
it was a great first drone.
I've
No,
got a
it's
friend. I've got a
a
friend
drone.
come to see me now.
oh, hey,
Yay.
Come to see me.
hi there.
I think he just
Oh.
likes being on the show. He really does. He just actually gets up and he says, "Can I be on the show?" He's too much. This one is the other one fast asleep, but this one comes to see me. I mean, you can see everyone now. Look, say goodbye. Hello. This is Marvel. Marvel
Yes.
is just over a year old. He terrorizes everyone, including the next door neighbour's cat. Off you go. Go find the cat. Off you go.
Marvel the
Yeah.
mystery dog.
Yeah, Marvel
Yes.
Mischief. Anyway, video time. We're running out of time. Right. So, yeah, Bob very kindly sent me a link to a compilation video that he'd made.
Cool.
So it'd be a shame not to watch it. So we're going to watch it right this minute.
Oh, I
There we are.
appreciate that.
Here we go.
If you want,
Yay!
Brilliant. Bob, did you make that just for this show?
Yes. Yeah.
You did.
Oh, we
Yeah.
love Bob.
I just sat last week and just went through, just found a
That's
few clips
fantastic.
from everything I've done, you know.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah.
I think you need to tell that Parthenon story. That was a great story of when you launched the drone and all that.
Well, we were on a cruise ship, and we were the tour that we had planned for that day got canceled in Athens, and so we had a, you know, so I got off we got off the ship. My wife and a friend of ours got off the ship, and something we recommend to people is don't pay for those big, you know, tours. Get off, find a cab driver, and negotiate a deal with the cab driver for the day. You know, so we got off at about noon, and we said, you know, we need to be back here at 5. How much for the whole day? You know, and he gave us the price, and that was good. And then I started telling him, I said, I fly a drone and I'm looking for great places to fly. And he says, oh, I take you to the best place, you know? And I was
Okay,
like,
you had a brilliant day.
so he takes us to this restaurant that's an outdoor seating restaurant directly across the street from the Parthenon there, the Acropolis area there. And he says, you can fly here. And I was like, no, you can't. You know, this is I'm sure you can't fly here. And the waiter came over, and I said to the waiter, I said, I brought a drone. Can I fly it here? And he goes, oh yeah, no problem. You know, it's like, you know, so
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. So anyway, so we're sitting across the street from this in this restaurant. And so I took the drone out, got it ready. And I thought for sure, you know, I've been flying DJI for 4 years now, and it's not going to let me take off. I've multiple times have tried to take off in areas that are restricted, and it just won't even take off. So I figured that that's going to be the case. So I went to start, and it lifted off, and I started going forward, and it just kept going, and then I kind of got a little crowd in the restaurant watching us, and they're cheering me on, and I flew over. I was near that Parthenon, and I was not going anywhere. I was just going to stop there and turn around. And they said, no, everybody's saying, go for it, go for it. You know? And I was like, okay. And then when you can't see it in that short video clip, but I started going towards it, and then realized that there was a crane in the middle of it. They were working on restoring it, obviously. And so I went up a little higher, you know, on purpose, because I didn't want to. Cranes have a lot of wires and cables and stuff. So I went over it, and then I kind of panned around to the rest of the Athens is huge. I was flabbergasted about how huge Athens is. And then I came back, and then I flew around that arena, which was built in 169 AD as a gift to somebody's wife, you know, and then brought it back. And then I have to tell you, I did show off. I got the whole restaurant is all like, you know, saying stuff. So I landed it in my hand. I just landed the Mini 3 in my hand, and the whole restaurant's applauding. You know?
Excellent. How many people can tell that story? No one I don't know of.
So Jackie, you wouldn't try that in France, would you?
No, with Alan.
Yeah.
No, it was probably the most thrill I ever had there. That's for sure.
Is that video of the Path? Is actually on your
Yes.
site? Isn't it?
It's
Okay.
there's a video on Old Farts with Drones. If you go to the video part of that, it's called An Old Fart in Greece. Is
Right.
the name of that. And
Everyone's seen
I
Homework?
also, you saw a brief clip there. I also flew over the Olympic Stadium there. That was that's the reformed from 1812 when they recreated the Olympics, and that's the stadium where the Olympic torch, starts from and comes back to every 4 years, kind of thing. And that was the place where they first used, actually, you can see it in my video, the 5 rings, the rings. That was the first time when they built that stadium, those rings were in the cement right there. So from 100-some years ago there.
Obviously, check Bob's channel out, Old Farts with Drones. Check it out. There's some great videos on there, and like and subscribe, and you never know what you're going to see.
Yeah. And subscribe. I'm working on getting my 1,000 subscribers. I still short.
And then right, Dory, how many are you short of, Bob? How many subs are you short of?
I think I'm at 650 or something like that now.
Right, so we'll go and check it out. If you haven't subscribe, like, go and tell your friends. We need to get by December. We're going to see 1,000. So
yes,
just so
watch a lot of video.
Was it? Did you manage to get the Acropolis as well?
Yes. Yeah. That whole area is called the Acropolis. And the building, that temple, is the Parthenon.
The Parthenon.
Yeah. Yes.
There you
go. But that whole area is called the Acropolis. That mountain that it sits on.
We've got Facebook.
Amazing video. A lot of nice places.
I don't know, Jack. I know it's been a while. Good to see you on Facebook. I don't know who that is. So whoever you are, hi. Welcome back. Don't be a stranger.
Yay, Facebook user. Yeah.
With Facebook, you have to
give them
permission.
Mark Struess. Mark Struess.
Oh, okay. Right, well, Mark. Don't be a stranger. Right, anyway.
No, Bob,
good. Where's the time gone? We've enjoyed ourselves. Thanks ever so much for joining us tonight, because it's always
good. I have a quick story.
Yep.
Jackie, I have. Did she freeze? She froze. No, now she's not. I have a friend when I saw your name to begin with, it tripped. There's a friend who was a former broadcaster here in Las Vegas, and we always joked about his name because it was the graveyard for motorcycles. His name was Harley Akers. And, and his wife's at the time, I don't know if they're still married, was Jackie Brett. She used her maiden name. And so when I saw Jackie Akers, I went, wait a minute.
Don't just put on there, just check no warrants in Greece. The Bob or Santa.
Yes. So you've got an infamous name here in Las Vegas. Yes.
It's Swiss, pronounced Stacey. Right.
Stussy.
We'll remember that for next time.
Not Stussy.
Well, look, thanks ever so much everyone watching tonight, and do appreciate it. And Bob, thanks very much for joining us. Jackie,
my pleasure. I am honored to be asked. It's really great.
One thing we have got to say is, obviously, before too long, we'll rip way away, but obviously our special Christmas show, it's got to be done, isn't it? It really. Bob, you're booked, right? You're booked.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'll be there.
And
yes,
thanks very much for joining us. And we'll see you all again next week. Take care and have a good week. Fly safe. And Bob, you fly safe as well because I know you're off to flying. So, yeah, have a good week.
Thank you.
See you then. Take care.